What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mike back at it again with another video, man. For y'all today, I got this Travis Scott Utopia album review. I'm gonna just be giving out some of my initial thoughts and reactions, man. I've heard the album twice all the way through and then played a couple of the songs, different times of the day, different times just in general, man. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm here to do today. So make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, all that, and we gonna get straight into the video, man. Wow, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I've been a Travis Scott fan since like 2015, probably around like the Antidote Rodeo days, man. And the journey that I feel like he has taken us on as fans, from visuals to merchandise to endorsements and just the music and everything that he has provided for us fans as consumers has been insane up until this point, man. And I think if you look at how crazy Astroworld was commercially, the album sold I think like 500K plus, and then he had both of the Astroworld festivals, and then he had the 2K cover, and it was so much that he did with that album commercially and just music wise. I think it changed a lot, and it damn near revolutionized music, bro. Like, the album was so crazy, the production, the sound, the features, everything was so crazy on Astroworld that I feel like everybody just sat there, and me included, like, yo, how can this man top this? Like, how can this man put out a better album than this years in the future? And I think I don't know how he does it, but like, he just don't miss, bro. Like, in the heat of battle, he don't miss. In the heat of controversy, he don't miss. Like, I think we are literally sitting here, we might be watching one of the greatest artists like of all time. I mean, like, that's obviously without a debate that Travis is one of the greatest all time, but I think we're witnessing one of the greatest careers and music, man. And I'm not really gonna like touch down too much on like the festival tragedy or anything like that, but coming off of something like that, man, I think dropping an album like Utopia, where the dictionary definition for utopia is essentially a perfect world where nothing goes wrong, and we get something where it's like we get an artist to put something out that's sort of giving us his idea of a utopia is just insane, because everybody's utopia is different. So, I mean, like, your utopia could just be sitting at home playing the game, listening to music. Somebody else's utopia could be being on the beach with their friends, drinking, having fun. And it's just insane to think that, what we kind of thought we could have probably gotten with this project is like completely different. And I think just coming off like I said, the tragedy and the way that the industry treated him, and just like this 5-year, timeline in general, man, I think if there's any album that like would go crazy with that Utopia name, it would have to come through a time like this. It would have to, like, and I think if you look at the production on this album, the features, the cover art, and everything, that how he pulls this together, I mean, it's still early, but we might be looking at like a modern classic, man. But getting into the album, like I said, man, the cover art is insane, bro. Like, Travis, I don't want to say it's AI generated, but like the cover of Travis, sort of like halfway in the dark with his fist up in the air, like, it looks insane. Like, the belt that he has on in the cover art, it's insane. I'm not gonna lie, it gives me like rodeo vibes, low key. Like, I remember I was telling one of my friends, like, right after I heard the album for the first time, I'm like, yo, this is basically like Rodeo 2, man. Like, it's so much on here that takes me back to like days before Rodeo, and Rodeo days, just earlier Travis still trying to cement his name and become the person he has become today, at least music wise. It's just insane, bro. Like, I think the rest of the covers that came out were pretty fire as well. I mean, there was that one with the guy and his eyes were like kind of weird, and he was holding the money in his hand with the car. And it was so crazy because when that came out, everybody was like, yo, we thinking Utopia, we thinking about a perfect world, but we're sitting here looking at a guy in his car with money in his hands, and this might mean that we might get something darker than we thought we were gonna get, and we might signed up for. But man, like, talking about dark, man, like the production on this beat was insane, bro. And this on this album was insane, man. Like, there are songs on this album like Hyena, like hearing Travis rap on like that boom bap old like Wu-Tang-esque sound, man, just 90s like hip hop. It was just insane, bro. I went to go see Circus Maximus in the theaters the night the album came out, and hearing some of these songs in like the theater setting with the better like speakers and everything like that was just literally insane, man. Like I said, you got songs like Hyena where he's on like the boom bap and it's like hitting crazy and it's just mad, just bouncy and insane. And then you get Modern Jam, another track that is, if I'm correct, it was a Yeezus beat that was used back in the Yeezus time for like a different version of the Kanye West song. But man, that one go crazy. Like, I don't think I could have ever like thought that I would hear Travis on some of these beats that I'm hearing, man. Even if you hear like a God's Country or like a Meltdown or like a Lost Forever or something like that. Like, some of these beats are just so insane, man. Like, the production on this and are just crazy. Like, the beats are very unique and insane. I think Travis, I could be a little bit off on this, but I think I've definitely heard auto-tune. But like I said, it brought me back to the earlier days before rodeo days where, I mean, you still got the auto-tune, but it was more of like a hard-hitting rap Travis trying to just like give you just a bunch of rawness on the track, man. And I absolutely loved it, bro. And I'm pretty sure I've seen it somewhere, I might be wrong, don't quote me on this, that Travis Scott had produced or had a hand in producing 16 out of the 19 tracks on this album. So it's like we go back again to like the days before rodeo days where he's making his own beats and, you know, rapping on them, and just once again, just the rawness that era produced for him, man. Like, once again, man, it's just heavy like rodeo, days before rodeo, Al Faro vibes, where it's like you get that hungry Travis that wants to essentially be the person he is now as far as like music and, I mean, shit, maybe even fame, bro. And it's just crazy. Like, the darker tone is amazing. I think, like I said, the definition of Utopia, dictionary wise, is like a perfect world. And you would think that it's like a space city and it's like happy, everything's right and everything's okay. And it's like, this album definitely shows you like, you know, it's not okay, but he probably has found ways to escape and sort of have a utopian-esque mindset and state of mind in certain regions of the world and certain just places, man. Like in Circus Maximus, you know, it was a crazy, crazy film, man. We got to hear all of this stuff before the album came out, and just like seeing him in some of these different places. Like, I think there was one sequence in the movie where I think he was in either like Nigeria or I forgot the other place, but it was just like stupid crazy, dog. Like, I think the features, even like the features on this album went stupid, man. Like, the Cardi feature was crazy and unexpected. Now, I will say this, in the Circus Maximus movie, there was a Sheck West feature that was there in place, or I think it was either before or after Cardi's verse, and it didn't make the album. I ain't gonna lie, that's probably like one of the only problems I have with this album, is that I wish I would have saw some Sheck West on this album, and just even like more Cactus Jack. Like, Don Toliver probably wouldn't have been bad on this album. So Fago, it could have been probably a spot for him, but man, like, this was just insane, bro. Like, I don't know how the hell he got Beyonce on this album. Like I said, for like the 80th time in this video already, we went to go see the movie in theaters, and when Beyonce started singing, you know, I turned to my friend and I'm like, yo, like, I think that's Beyonce. And you know, they're both from Houston, so I know they got that Texas connection. But man, like, I would have never thought that he'd have a song with Beyonce. And, you know, Beyonce, we could say that she the greatest female artist of all time, man, but that was just insane. Even hearing like Meltdown with Drake and Travis, man, they do not miss. From freaking Pussy and Millions to Company to freaking Fair Trade to Sicko Mode. Like, I have not heard a bad song from Drake and Travis. Even like Bubbly, a song where like Young Thug's there. Well, it's a Young Thug song, but like them two still on that track. I just never heard Drake and Travis miss, man. But that was just so crazy, bro. Like, once again, bro, I wish we really would have heard more Jack Boys on this album, man. And I mean, like, we heard Rob 49, and I'm not even gonna lie, bro, and I don't mean this in no disrespect, his verse was so fire, but first listen, I'm like, yo, is this Youngboy? Like, Travis and Youngboy is so insane, and I just think that, like, that would have been, like, crazy. But Rob 49 and Travis, man, I probably heard of Rob 49 once or twice, but he did what he had to do, bro. And I think he probably just had his Don Toliver moment. You know, leading up to this album, there was a lot of talk on like who would have their Don Toliver moment. Like, who would be an artist that would be in the dark and then their career would sort of come to light, you know, through a Travis album, like what happened with Don Toliver on Can't Say back in 2018 on Astroworld. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be Sofago, but I mean, I do think that Sofago has risen a little bit. I won't say he's a star, but I say he's still, you know, in that underground light, still making his way. And I obviously feel like Travis definitely has something, you know, Travis and Fago definitely have something cooking up in the works that will definitely skyrocket him to that next level, man. But then that Rob 49 feature definitely was hitting hard. 21 verses hit hard. James Blake, he came through, man. I'm so happy that he kept that West Side Gun feature on Lost Forever with that beat switch, man. The Alchemist tore that one up. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, the features definitely came through in this one. You had Sway Lee, he came in and did his thing. The Weeknd came in and did his thing, man. Everybody was going crazy on K-pop, man. And K-pop is so insane. Like, before the album came out, I heard it and I'm like, yo, you know, it's a nice little party vibe track and something like that. I personally didn't think it was going to be on Utopia, but it did. And the way that it worked was so crazy because I think the sequencing on this album is different than a lot of his other albums, but I think that it still worked. So like before the K-pop song, he had the love song, which I'm gonna get into that in a little bit, but which sort of like helped ease into that one a little bit more, man. And then we had that Jeffrey verse, bro. Free Young Thug right now, man. We gotta get that man out that can, bro. Thug came through and Schizo was crazy. That track was so insane, man, because you get Travis and Thug on one beat, and then a beat switch comes in. You get Travis going in on another beat, and then another beat switch happens. And man, like that last like minute on Schizo was insane. Like, I'm telling you, like the production on this album is insane, bro. And I think Travis, like I said, I've said this before, I think that Travis pre-Utopia definitely had another gear that he could kick it into, and I think he showed us that, man. And I feel like I said earlier in the video, I feel like we're at that chance again where we're going to be a couple months, maybe a year or two into this album, and we're going to be thinking, how can he top this performance that he just gave us, man? And I think it's definitely going to like go so crazy, man. But Telekinesis, I'm pretty sure that was the Future Sounds leak that sort of got reworked and, you know, retouched up a little bit, man. SZA and Future did a thing on that drum, man. Hearing that in the theater, man, it was just so beautiful, man. Shout out to SZA, shout out to Future, man. That was just insane, bro. But that drum was crazy, man. Like I said, he had this song called Love, which, if I'm correct, it was a 2014 Days Before Rodeo song that had actually been, you know, remastered, and he added Cudi on it, and Cudi just came in flying and gliding, and man, and that's sort of like a full circle moment, because I'm pretty sure back in 2014 Cudi wasn't on that song, and if you're a Travis fan, you know he's heavily inspired by Cudi and Kanye. So to have, you know, pieces of Cudi, you know, have a feature from Cudi on this album and then pieces from Kanye on this album, it's just insane, man. It really is, bro. Like I said, this whole journey as a Travis Scott fan has been like just nothing short of amazing, man. I mean, like there's been low moments, but the high moments are like the highest, man. And I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Travis can't miss, bro. This is definitely album of the year, bro. I mean, Pink Tape was cool. It was all right. Thug's album was it was kind of iffy. It was weird because they kind of rushed his album, but man, I think the Gunna album that came out was cool, man. But this is album of the year, bro. I don't think nobody else this year can drop anything that will be close to this. I mean, I know Drake is supposed to drop soon. That's most likely going to be fire. I mean, that's Drake, man. We talking about like the greatest artist of all time here. So I'm pretty sure Drake going to drop some heat too, man. But in my eyes, bro, this is album of the year, man. Once again, Travis can't even miss. Honestly, bro, I give this album like a 10, bro. Like, I just really like what Travis gave us with this album, man. And I think that this is probably like a V2, a version 2 of what we were supposed to get, man. Because I do think that, you know, pre-Festival Tragedy, I think we'd have probably gotten a lighter toned album that would have definitely probably been more, you know, rage inspired and maybe like lighter beats, and you'd have probably had more like K-pops and things like that, man. And even, man, about like K-pop, like Bad Bunny and The Weeknd, they did their thing on that track as well, man. But yeah, like this, it's just a crazy album, man. Like it really is, bro. And I don't think it's definitely gonna be some time before we hear another album like this, bro. Like it definitely is, man. But like my personal favorites on this album are Hyena, Modern Jam, God's Country, Meltdown, Fiend, I Know, Schizo, Lost Forever. Like I could damn near like let this whole track list go. We talking about personal favorites, man. It's just so much that I could get into right now coming about this album, and just I could sit here for hours talking about this album, bro. Like it's just cool, man. Like I said, I'm 2 full listens through all the way, man. Album just dropped Friday, bro, and I'm recording this on a Sunday, bro. And I just there's nothing on this album that's, every time I listen to this album, it gets better. And there's not one song on this album where I'm like, damn, Travis let us down, man. Like, it's just insane. Even like the Love song, bro. I love that, bro. I love hearing Travis, you know, kind of go back to his old ways and just go crazy with the rapping and the production and everything. And I think that's really what this album is. And I think that's really what we needed as fans right now, especially where leading up to Utopia, we get features like A, which was super fire. I don't know why people hated on that, but we get like Hold That Heat. We get like so many other tracks, and just hearing Travis go back and just lock into like his old days before rodeo days, man, which a lot of people think are the glory days. Like, I mean, right now, Rodeo is my favorite album by Travis, but I think once I get to sit with this album for a couple of months in the production and the rapping and the masterclass he put on, I think eventually this is going to end up being my favorite album. But that's all I really got for y'all today, man. Y'all share y'all thoughts in the comment section. What do y'all feel about this Travis Scott album? The cover, the features, the production, everything, anything, man. Just go ahead, throw it in the comments. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment, all that, man.